Hello, it's Courageously Living You. I'm Audra.
And I'm Sandy.
So today we're talking about trust and how do you trust yourself? What does that mean? What does that entail? How do we do that? How do we know? And so a couple examples we're going to give is when you get in the car, you're going to trust your car to run. You're going to trust yourself. You know where you're going. You're going to trust that you arrive safely. You're trusting you meet the right people. So we all know that part. What we get a little snafu about is when it's a situation like going for a job and deciding like, is this aligned for me? Is this in tune with me? Right?
Yep.
So how do we trust that side of ourselves when we're like, we want the job, but then we don't, we need the job. We don't need the job. We're kind of like in that space
that you're making,
right?
Instead of asking for alignment and does this really agree with me?
Right.
There's the difference.
So there's the decision and then there's the alignment.
The decision when you're there in front of and being interviewed, you have questions, they have answers, and it goes back and forth, and there's a message from them and then a message from you as you're communicating what you have and want and vice versa. But the thing with trust is all along that you're sitting there, you're getting little tiny hits. I call them hits, or it's intuition, but it's a feeling in your body that you're like, wonder what that's about. But you can't say it yet. And, I wonder if I could do that. You don't say that, but you get these questions that are really important for you to, when you leave, trust that those have to be answered.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to decide. We're not saying trust right on the spot because that doesn't how trust works. But you have to trust yourself when you're in it too, and think with a pause, kind of just really listen. Is it what I want? Will it work? And then when you leave, you can ask yourself all kinds of questions. Will this provide, with a job, advancement? Will it provide the things I'm looking for? Or is it too black and white for me to follow? A lot of times that will send 10 of the people out of the door immediately, too black and white. Because it means sit down, be quiet, and we just need you to do this. So when you hear that, that's pretty, I would say, tightly monitored.
You can tell right away if you're a creative person, basically, that's just going to be too rigid of a place for you to be. That's the word I
was looking for, too rigid. So we're bringing up all these words to show you, as an example, how you're feeling and put those into words for yourself.
Yeah. Right. Trust your feelings when you're in the job interview and all those little I'm not sure. You're feeling that inside what did they just say? Or how did it what are they trying to relay? This doesn't quite feel right to me.
Right.
It's not right or wrong. It just doesn't feel like in alignment. That's what we're saying.
Right. Aligned means
I need to get clarity.
With you. Yeah.
Right.
You want to be aligned at least 90%.
Right.
And we're going to have to give wiggle room either way, and they will too. But the thing is, when you get those little hits, it's not for you to even bring up to them, but it's an awareness on your part that's, can I trust this to be what I want? And that's when you leave and you go home and you think about it. And myself, I would put pros on one side and cons on the other, because that helps me really clarify and define to myself, that's what that was about when I got that hit. That's what that was about when I got that little twitch. Because I can go back and forth and say, you get the yay, you're on 100% for the things you want. But those things that you're getting the little bit of twinges about, those cons have to be asked. Because in all honesty, they're for you. And then if it's possible, you might be able to go back and say, well, if you could tweak this or tweak that and see what they say. So it's a lot easier than it sounds if we're making it complicated, because it's been well, jobs are just so heightened with feeling.
They're the authority. I'm not. You know what I mean? I have to prove myself, and all
I have
that.
to take this job.
Right. I need the money. I need the the cash flow. I need the insurance. It's so. Sometimes I think we're like we're rushing it too much because we think like that side of things,
Yeah,
instead of
you're
like,
gonna be
wait a second,
satisfied.
those are some things that aren't really going to work for me down the line. So you'll end up quitting anyway, really, if you don't take note then. But we were trying to bring up like just what does trust look like, right? And what does that feel like when you're in those situations? Because a lot of the times we don't have the awareness. We're like, wait, what was that? Or how did that work out? Or how do I know that? So hopefully this is making sense and bringing some clarity on like those little insights, those little twitches, those little feelings, those little gut pulls when you're in those situations of authority or the shoulds or I have to or the needy that you want or that you're paying attention to you in the equation basically and trusting your own heart and then going home and sleeping on it, writing your pros and your cons, and then showing up in your aligned space and ask what you want for.
Right, and see how it goes. Because that's how it's supposed to be.
Right. That's a healthy give and a take, and there's like, you know what I mean? There's a flow to that where you can get into that.
Right, and if it doesn't align, doesn't mean they're bad or they're wrong. It just means, oh, it's not for me.
Yeah.
And it's that simple. Don't bring yourself into I should, I can do that, I'm going to have to bet. Do not be turned into a pretzel, and then you're in a situation where you're over-pleasing them and under-pleasing yourself.
Yes, and dissecting everything is another thing where
That's what I'm talking about.
You can't do that
You can't
anymore.
do
It
that.
just doesn't work. It just causes conflict within you, with them. It's just sometimes it's just not the right fit. But you can trust and know that the right fit is coming as you keep tweaking your own inner alignment and trusting yourself.
Right.
So.
Exactly. Yeah.
So good. So hopefully you get that and take that and run with it. And if you have questions, leave comments. Please like our channel. Please share our channel. We're trying to grow the channel because we want to get on here and do some lives and interact with you guys. So let us know. Also, we're doing a tiny challenge where we're talking 5 days in a row, and just to encourage you to play a bigger inner game. And you can DM us or contact us through the comments. I'll have that information there. So everyone have an amazing day and keep trusting yourself.
Have a good one.